Jasper Johnson, who visited Illinois recently, well, some people believe he's the best guard in his class. Some people have him second. 5-star kid, true stud. He released some quotes or gave some quotes on some of his latest feelings on various schools. It sounds like there's a trio of schools that everybody considers the leaders for Jasper Johnson, but he has said that there are other schools he still intends to visit. The trio of schools that everybody considers the leaders are Kentucky, Alabama, and North Carolina. Now, in and of themselves, that's not surprising, but there is one school that's not one of those three schools, Cart.
Yeah, you didn't miss anybody?
I didn't miss anybody.
Okay. Moment here. Let me just reset quickly here. Do the little spinneroonie. And do another spin just to make sure that I get it right. I was told that it's part of the 2-year plan. We're not worried about Jeremiah leaving. Jeremiah isn't coming to school because he doesn't want to share the backcourt with Jasper. We're good on Jeremiah. We're getting a better player in Jasper. We're getting a better point guard in Jasper. Now, I just want to make it very clear before we approach this. Did they lose Jasper, or did Brad now say, oh, no, we don't want Jasper. We're just going to get other guys? How's this work?
I don't believe Brad said no to Jasper, if that's what you're implying. I don't believe that.
Got it. Okay. In my head, if I had a bucket with Jasper Johnson and Jeremiah Fears in it, I feel great about that bucket at its current state. Okay. If one of the players was removed from the bucket, let's say Jeremiah Fears in this case was removed from the bucket and the bucket only had Jasper Johnson, I'd feel less good about it, but I still feel good about my bucket because Jasper Johnson's in that bucket. Let's say now that the bucket's empty, do we panic? Is that okay? Are buckets a part of the 2-year plan? I want to be very clear on this.
Well, it's Illinois. Buckets are always part of the plan.
Got it.
It's Illinois, always.
Okay, yeah. I'm done being like a trolley dickhead. But I was under the belief that Jasper was never actually going to Illinois, so I'm not too surprised about it. Like I really thought that the pitch that Oates was going to put forward, right? Him being from Kentucky, on top of him being on record saying that he grew up a UNC fan, that was going to be tough to overcome. I salute Brad and Coach Antigua in their efforts to get him there. I think Jasper might have just been doing Coach O a solid, maybe by even visiting. But I don't know if they were ever actually in serious contention, despite what Illinois fans might have felt.
First off, he hasn't publicly ruled out Illinois. That's not me inspiring hope or confidence. Illinois is not in this recruitment. That's how I view this. But like, just to be clear about this, like what happened here is Jasper gave an update where he basically said, yeah, Kentucky, Bama, and UNC lead. I want to visit Baylor and Arkansas in the future. That's pretty much it right now. So he didn't name Illinois. And if you're not naming the place you just visited, probably out of it. They're not the only school that's probably out of it. Auburn and Missouri also got visits from him. I think those schools are relatively out of it. So, that's one of those things where like, okay, he's one of the best guards in the country. It's a tough recruitment to win. It is what it is. But yeah, there was a lot of like, I think Illinois fan base misconceptions. Just when you pair the timing of the Jasper visit with the Jeremiah decommitment, I don't think those had anything to do with each other. If anything, my read on this is that Jasper Johnson, Jeremiah Fears are very close. Like, it was never going to work out for them to play together because Jeremiah had already decided he wants to reclassify. Jasper doesn't. He said he's going to stay in the class of 2025. But if anything, if you think about that week where Jeremiah decommitted and Jasper visited, those two are probably talking as friends, sharing some intel on, yeah, I'm leaving, bro. I don't like this spot anymore. And then Jasper's like, oh yeah, I'm here for Coach O, but that's my read. Is I don't know how much this was ever seriously considered from Jasper's end. It's a miss because he's great, but I don't think it's a miss because I don't know how realistic it ever was that he came. But that's just my personal read on it. I still feel like Kentucky is very clearly the team to beat here.
Yeah, I think the Lexington connection is going to be strong. But as our good friend Riley Davis always says, he did grow up a UNC fan. He made that known that he grew up a UNC fan, even being from Lexington, Kentucky.
Nate Oates is the one I'd keep an eye on.
Now, how would you stack rank these teams?
Kentucky 1, Bama 2, UNC 3.
I think that's how I'd go too. But
Bama's all over dudes he's really cool. Like Darion Reed and Phylon are like his boys, and they're going to be big time players for Bama. Like there's just a lot of momentum with what Bama's doing. When you add the fact of how good Mark Sears has been, you're telling me a lefty guard is doing what he's doing in Nate Oates' system. You can't see the parallels there. Um, like Carolina's good. Elliot Cadeau's still there for 2 more years. What the hell happens to Jasper? Is he waiting 2 years? Like, no, he's not. So to me, it's very much Kentucky versus Bama right now, and somebody else could steal him, but that's my read on the recruitment.
I think you got that one right.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Car, you know what I love about you?
That I'm handsome?
You're reliable. I can count on you. Honestly, you remind me of Aaron Henry a little bit. Remember when their back was against the wall, nothing was going right, and man just showed up every day. He didn't make excuses. There were no problems. There were just solutions.
Sounds like me.
That's you. And it also reminds me of Duncan Mechanical Solutions, because if you're looking for quality furnace repair, look no further than the heating and air experts that you can trust. Comfort and quality are their standard. They're an HVAC company that serves Northeast Indiana and Southern Michigan, whether it's heating and air conditioning, plumbing, kitchen and bath remodeling, or emergency services when you need them most. Duncan Mechanical Solutions has reliable service that you can count on. Cart, remember when your basement almost exploded?
I remember when my basement almost exploded. I remember when my furnace itself was acting funny. I remember when my AC was acting funny. I wish I had Duncan in my back pocket. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been anywhere in northern Indiana or southern Michigan that hasn't been perfectly cool or perfectly warm, depending on when the day called for. And that's because of Duncan Mechanical Solutions. They are the presenting sponsor for the month of July. Shout out to Duncan Mechanical Solutions. Go to duncanmechanicalsolutions.com to learn more.